Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Microphone was out because I forgot to turn it on. Sorry it was late today, even more than normal. I figured since it's an edit day, I can be a little bit more slack than dev days. Although really, really like to get going on my project. You know, uh, it just seems like I don't know, 3 hours or give or take isn't enough to get anything done in a day. It's like this editor map thing is moving pretty slowly, so uh, I honestly want to get back to it as soon as possible. But tomorrow is the actual break, and today is an edit day. And even though today is an edit day, I'm gonna waste some time here, and actually, I'm not really wasting time, but I have to let's see here. I have to convert these files over with Handbrake, which I haven't done yet, which I probably should have done before today. But you know, it's all part of the process, so it's not a big deal. And they're fairly short, so there shouldn't be too much to do here. Let's go to videos. Whoop. Go to videos. Let's go to OBS. Let's go to clips. And see. And look at this. 69 meg. And this is the MKV files, so that you can tell that these aren't very long. So it's going to take practically nothing. In fact, the video itself is going to be practically nothing, which means maybe I should be a little bit creative and try to do something fancy or something. I don't know. In any case, let's open the directory. Let's add them all to queue. Add all. And let's go ahead and actually look at the queue. That's fine. And hit start. And see how fast the clip it's kind of going here. It's this will be done in a few minutes. Okay, take that one. Well, I guess I am yawning. I'm always yawning. Yeah, and once I started doing videos this ways, just those little clips. Actually, I am still trying to figure out how to optimize though. In other words, I kind of want to do I want to start doing some B-roll, but I want to be strategic. In other words, I don't want to spend hours and hours still editing the footage. So maybe what I'll do is I don't know, maybe every 30 minutes I will record a few minutes or something. I don't know. These are supposed to be little 2 minute deals, 1 to 2 minutes. Maybe I record 2 minutes of B-roll over the course of the over the course of a day's work. Maybe 2 minutes, 4 hours. I don't actually do 4 hours usually. I do about 3.5 hours, but for about every hour, I can do about 30 seconds for every hour. I think. So 30 seconds of B-roll for every hour of, yeah. And and then what I'll do is instead of being a talking head, even on the desktop, um, I don't know, kind of depends. If I can keep the quote unquote B-roll footage like just to 1 or 2 minutes where I don't really have to edit that much. I can just edit, you know, like a seconds, few segments while I'm speaking over what I did that day. I think that would go a long ways to making a decent update video, and that shouldn't be too hard to edit. And so I might try that on starting Monday. So Monday, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to record, and I think I'll just it'll have to just be an arbitrary time. In other words, at the start of each hour or at the start of every 45 minutes, for instance. Um, the start of every hour, including the half hour. So that gives me four let's see, four 30-second videos. Yeah, 4 30-second clips, and that will actually cover pretty much everything that I want to put in. Because these little updates afterwards are don't actually take that long. Like you'll see what I mean when I oh, well, looks like everything is done. Yep, everything looks done. Uh, I got a reaction on my uh Discord chat post. I guess you call it a post, where I had posted the link to my edit stream. All the Redot guys are pretty cool. You know, I don't get that many like notifications or like thumbs up or emoji or whatever reaction emojis, but uh, when I do, I like it pretty good. Okay, so these look like they're done. Let's remove clear completed jobs just to make sure. Good, everything's good. And okay, so the next thing I need to do is uh, these. Okay, so I need to create a folder first. Let's go to um, let's put dev stuff in a tab. Let's go over here. Let's go over. Actually, honestly, I like. Uh, I don't know how you do it in I guess this is Nemo. The file manager is called Nemo, I guess. And I think I'd like to actually um, let's see. Default. I like to apply this view, this size and everything, to all the other folders, but I don't know if there's a way to do that in Linux. Anyways, let's go to Blender. Let's go to Blender Projects. And let's go to, let's create, okay, so new folder. Create new folder. Okay, 00029, March, what is it, 22nd, let's see, the 21st would have been Friday, 22nd, 23rd is Sunday, 24th, March 24th through 28th, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 5 days, okay. Although 8 minus 4 is 4, not 5, but it includes all 5 days. 2025, and I guess I can say update. And let's do a thing here where I say Control C. That. Let's go into library, source video, new folder. Yeah, I might sources. Should probably somebody was saying I should add music. I added music in the first one, and I got a copyright. How do I do it? It's not a strike, but I got a little bit of a thing on my on this particular YouTube video, even though it correctly said that the author allows it. I guess that's just because I forgot to put the whole licensing thing in there somewhere. I might do that after the fact, but it's still there unless I want to quote unquote contest it. But since it says that it's not a strike and that the author allows it and stuff, I don't actually have a ping on there. But it notifies me. So I have a note up there that says, you know, a copyright issue thing, even though it's they claim there's not an actual issue. So okay, so let's go to data stack, open a new tab, and let's go to game dev clips, and let's create a new folder. Control V. Let's call this also sources. So let's go to videos, and let's go ahead and get the MP4 sources, and let's go ahead and put them. Well, I forgot I can't drag it because of the way I'm doing it here. Source video, right? Paste. Okay. And then let's go back to videos, and let's go to what am I looking for? OBS. OBS clips. Take this. Cut. We'll go over to data stack here. We'll open the sources in here. Paste. Okay. So now they're in their appropriate places. Right? Oh, I see. I see. Keep forgetting. Okay. So this tab is Blender projects. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to open Blender. Okay. Nobody in the chat, which I don't expect anybody in the chat. I almost don't expect people viewing it, although it does say one on each, and I'm still not sure if that's me or not. So we're going to open the template here, and then we're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to go to this, and then we're going to go to this. See if I can Control V it. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Right. Up. Rename. Control C. Control V. Save. Oh, that's right. I have to actually change all the dates. It's just the fact that, yeah. I wonder if they have a live button here. Well, they do have a live thing up here. I don't know if that's a button, though. Okay. So, the first thing we got to do is... What's the first thing we got to do? Let's cut down the... Okay, since I modified it right, high quality, good. This is still as big as it ever was. Let's cut this down to... Let's cut it down by one number, one digit. Right? About 30 minutes, right? That's probably okay. Because I don't have anything longer than a couple of minutes in here today. Alright. Let's go ahead and take these and let's move them down the line. Right down the line. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Okay, so we're going to edit. First, we're going to edit the date, 24. Okay. Move it over here. 25. Wait. Is it TH? TH. TH. Okay, TH. That was 25. This will be 26th. This will be 27th. And this will be 28th. 28th. No, 28th. So 28th, Thursday 27th, Wednesday 26th, Tuesday 25th, Monday 24th. And that was last week. Right? Let's check the calendar again here. You probably can't see the calendar just because my webcam's over the top of it. But it is indeed 24th through the 28th, Monday through Friday. Okay. Let's go to source video. Let's go to all the way to 29. In fact, I gotta start moving some of these because I don't actually need the rest of these over here on this drive. Like this is all in my home folder. So dev stuff and everything's in the home folder. So I only keep like up to three back. I'm not sure if I do 3 back and including the one I'm working on, or just 3 back, not including the one I'm working on. But I might do it not including the one I'm working on, so that means there will actually be 4 folders here. But I'll have to move that down, and then I'll also have to I'll have to start moving the finished ones. The finished ones are in videos right now. I gotta upload that onto my hard drive. Okay, so let's see here. The 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. And actually it was it the 27th? One of these actually isn't from then. It's technically it is still from the day. How do I say it? It's because I did it on the day. I actually think it was Wednesday. Um, I actually um I did that super secret stream at night, and then I hadn't recorded the day's thing because I had to finish something. So one of these is actually not created on the correct day. Technically, oh, what am I doing? Okay, so the problem is these are minutes. See, all right. Let's move these out. That. No, like that. All right. And let's, well, okay, that'll probably be okay. Doesn't really matter. I just need it long enough to do this. Okay, so let's bring this in here. So, same thing with this. Ooh, that's a longer one. Okay, and this down here. This right here. And this one right at the wee end. At the wee little end. Okay, so I do have these locked. And actually, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to leave them separated, although I'm going to move them up a little bit. Okay, so save it. Let's just grab them one. Let's grab them one by one. And what I'll do is I'll put them kind of close, but not super close. Okay, fine. We'll do that. That's all right, I guess. Something about like that. And then let's move this a little bit closer. No, I don't want it to... Control Z. There. I just want to give it just enough time, just enough space. Okay. Now, I don't care where it's at. Control C. Control V. Okay. Enter. Control save. Okay. Let me briefly go and get something. I'll just put my thinking thing on. I'll leave the microphone on, and then we'll get to the rest of it. See, it won't take that long to edit these. They're just short clips. But eventually, I'm gonna want to put. I'm gonna want to put some B-roll. I could almost do. I mean, I could almost. The thing that I could do. Maybe I should do it after the rough edit. And what I'll do is, I guess I could use OBS to record, couldn't I? But maybe what I should do is I should go ahead and for each day I should go in and actually look at some of the footage and just bring in a couple of like 30 seconds after I got this rough cut. After I got this thing to where it's down to about 10 minutes, give or take, then I should go ahead and maybe I'll pull some stuff off the stream. If I pull some stuff off the stream, that means at least there'll be a little bit of extra kind of B-rollish footage, and it will give you a better idea when this one eventually gets uploaded. It's not going to be uploaded for for a few months. So I'm uploading 2 a week until that 3 months is up, and then I'll be uploading once a week. So that's 3 months or so down the line. The one I just uploaded for yesterday that showed up today is number 4, update number 4, and that represents 2 weeks, and that would be the Thanksgiving week, and then whatever the next week is. Yeah, remember. Because I remember only doing the 2 days on Thanksgiving week, but then maybe I made up for it on Christmas or something. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back. I'm not getting coffee, but I'm gonna get me something to drink, and I'll be just right back. Just one moment, please. Lime, good, and drink it all up, put the lime in the coconut. Be a moment. Almost back at the computer. Alrighty. Just grab at me some soda. Anyways, let's go back to desktop. Okay. Okay, for this I'm gonna need to put on my headphones, put on my headphone, put on my earphone. I need to fix these things. They're just old socks. Just a little bit of old socks. But I think it's a little too long. Okay, I need to mute wherever the audio is coming from because I'm listening to myself and it's annoying. You can't hear it, but I can hear it. Okay. So I wonder where. Okay, so that's there. Actually, oh, I see. And actually, Rumba doesn't update when when it's not focused, and actually neither does Restream. Let's update Restream here by refreshing, and it should be nearly up to date. And since nobody chatted, it doesn't really matter that much. When I reload, though, the okay, let's close that. All right, close that. Why is that turning around like that? Oh, I still have this piece of the phone case. The phone case started breaking up. It's just vinyl or whatever, and it's I had it for years. And actually, this particular one, oh, interesting. That means I'm missing a little piece from that. Okay, that's all right. Doesn't really matter that much. Open that little piece though. Okay. Keep forgetting. I turn off that double tap thing on my phone, and because it was annoying, it would turn on and off at will. Okay, so I need to turn on the desktop audio, which is right here, and that way the audio from my video files will actually come through. All right, so let's see what we got here, right? Let's see what we got here. We're gonna start over here. We're gonna move this all the way up here, and this is Enchantlands update number 29. Okay. Really, I should start making like thumbnails for these things. They're doing okay, and eventually they'll get enough traction that people aren't gonna care about the thumbnails really. And then that's the other thing is these are just updates. That's all they are. So I can't make them any more exciting. And as far as a YouTube video, I can't just go in and um, um, I can't. It's not like a one-off. Like a one-off, I can optimize it for viewers basically. So I can go, I can pick a niche, and then I can come up with a bunch of ideas. In fact, I could use the AI to help do a lot of it. I know it can write and do almost everything, but regardless of how much I let the AI do or do myself, I could optimize it to where this would gain viewers, and then I'd be doing my thumbnails. I'd probably be doing A/B thumbnail testing, and then I probably, I pick a certain niche, maybe one either super saturated, and the reason you do that is because there's a lot of people watching it, and that's why it's super saturated, or find an underserved niche uh, that's relatively obscure, and then you can actually do good on those because there'd be people that are actually interested in it, but so I could actually be doing this, optimizing it for the viewing experience instead of my game. My game updates are just updates. Now I can make them exciting, I can make them fun if I spend a little extra time in the editing, which won't be today, but coming up, I'll probably come up with a system that allows me to put in B-roll, put in some extra, images, maybe some memes if I find some decent memes, and have them readily available. I might add music, I might add some fun stuff to it, maybe. I could always do the thing instead. Well, see, here's the thing. This is the editing thing, right? Right? I'd be spending so much time editing, um, that the videos would actually turn out great. In fact, the earlier ones that I'm uploading, I think they're probably a lot better than the ones I'm doing now. The ones I'm doing now just kind of allow me to be able to work on my game without thinking about it much, and still providing an update for people that don't want to watch the streams. But if I spend a lot more time, I'd do a lot of stuff. I'd have music. I'd have I'd have fancy cuts. I'd have all kinds of stuff that would make it interesting and fun to watch. But again, that takes time, right? And I only have the weekends really. So I don't even necessarily have the nights, even though I tend to stay up lately. If I'm going to bed at a regular time, I don't really have any time before bed to actually do anything. And I don't have any time in the mornings because if I'm waking up at a time that I'm supposed to be waking up, when I'm not, accidentally sleeping in because I, stayed up too late, or, if I can get myself going in the morning, then I should be like cleaning the house. I should be doing some yard work. There's a lot of stuff to do. So in reality, I only have this short time, which is this 3 or 4 hour window. And then of course I have it on Saturdays, and then Sunday's a break. And Sundays are non-negotiable. The day is negotiable. The time off isn't negotiable. So that means I only get 6 days a week, and then so the only real day that I can do any editing is on Saturday. And especially if I am, streaming, I could not stream the Saturdays or do not do the edit streams. And if I um, if I didn't do the edit streams, then I could probably edit all day throughout the day, basically. And yeah, so I mean that's the way that works. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, all my time is filled. If I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, my time gets filled anyways, and it gets filled by just junk, me playing my game or sleeping in or I don't know, scrolling on Twitter. And I try not to do that very much, but occasionally I do stuff like that or YouTube or whatever. And so, and it's kind of weird, you know. I don't have a job, but I still don't have any time either. So, you know, I'm lucky that my dad lets me do this stuff here. You know, I have to take care of him a little bit. I'm not it's not like an invalid thing. It's just you know, doing stuff because certain things he can't do anymore. He's got medical issues and stuff. So um, you know, there's certain things that he can't do that I have to do. So if I'm doing right, I filled my time. If I'm not doing right, I filled my time anyways, right? And it's still not getting done what I need to get done. So Saturday is really the only day I have to do any editing at all, and that's why I like to keep it to these hours that I'm streaming. The streaming isn't as important as the actual, just the amount of time, right? So I only have 3 to 4 hours like I do on the weekdays, but for editing my stuff. So that means I can't have a ton of stuff to edit. I have to have it kind of semi pre-edited. In other words, actually, it would probably be a good idea to record segments, small segments, and they gotta be super small so that I have time. I don't have to edit them, right? So I don't have to like remove, you know, uhs and ums and silences and stuff. And I know I say them a lot, but that's just the way that works. Okay, so let's get back to editing, which, if anybody is watching or listening at all, they're probably interested in the editing part, not me rambling on about my time. And so let's just go ahead and start by playing. Um, actually, let's do one more thing. Let's select all of these, and then let's go to proxy. Let's go to set strip proxies. Let's say 50%. Overwrite set. Uh, Rebuild time code indices, and it should do it in a relatively short order because these aren't very long files. So give me a sec while I do that, while it does that, and then I will go in and make sure the proxy is the preview proxy or proxy set to 50%, just so I can skip through everything real quick. So almost done. I think this is the fifth one. I think. Okay, it is. And make sure that view, let's go to proxy, let's go, it is set to 50, which is good, which is all I supposedly have built. And I really don't understand how it all works, because you can set proxies somewhere in various places and things in various places, and you're kind of like, oh. Anyways, okay. So let's go ahead and start Monday, March 24th. Okay. Okay, so today basically I'm trying to get this to add to what it does is it will add let's see, let's go to it. It'll add these panels to this so that it shows up in the thing. The only problem is somehow the editor script seems to run twice. It doesn't run once, it runs twice for some odd reason. I have no clue why, but it does. And uh you can't check to see if it's, I don't know how to say it. It's running twice. I have no clue why. So maybe tomorrow I'll get to it. I don't know. So yeah. So I guess that's about all I have to say today. Right. So yeah, so okay, so here's the deal, right? These guys like let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's go to YouTube. In fact, let's put this full screen right now. Ooh, I got a notification. How about that? I believe in you. I don't know who that is, but that's cool. I got it. That's a new comment on, I don't know which video it is. Oh, my newest update. Here, I'll give it a heart for, for, um, for that. Um, okay, let's see if I can go, see if I got them on here. See if I can pull up the right. I got so many things in here now. It's ridiculous. And I don't even watch half of this stuff. Um, where was that? Where's? Let me see if I can. Why is that not working? Work, work, darn you, work. It wasn't Lucky 3D. No, that's the 3D thing. Um, anyways, it's one of these devlog things, and probably Thin Matrix is actually a good deal. And I don't know how these guys do how they manage to do their vlogs, because they have come to this level of professionalism, yet they still seem to get a lot of work done. So Thin Matrix has got to have an editor, right? Um, let's go to. I'm gonna shut off the desktop audio for just a second, and I'm gonna play myself a second of this. Now it looks like it's 2 weeks. It looks like he does them once a month, approximately once a month. So that would be a good reason why he can get devlogs out, because he's not actually spending that much time on the. I mean, he might be spending a lot of time on the devlog, but he's getting a month's worth of work done, and then or whatever the time period is, but a month's worth of work done, and then at the end he makes the updates. I think. I just see if I can contact him in some way and ask him how he manages to do his deals. Anyways, let me check this out real quick, and just a sec. Okay. So what he's doing right here is he's showing how this part of his game works at this moment in time. Um, and I don't know, he doesn't necessarily sound like he's reading from the script. He just sounds like he's kind of telling you just what it is, what it's doing, and maybe he's really comfortable doing that. I still tend to stutter and stammer. I'm doing better today, and I was doing better in the early times. I think the more people watch, and I want more people to watch, but the more they watch, I think the more kind of self-conscious I get, and so I start stuttering and stammering and second guessing myself and whatever. But when I know that hardly anybody's watching, like today, I am just editing, and so I figured that hardly anybody's watching. There might be a few watching or pop in or whatever, and it's not as big of a deal. Okay. And these days, I find myself always speeding up the videos. If I'm watching a show or something, obviously I don't do that. If I'm watching a slow show, sometimes I'll speed it up to 1.25, depending on what platform I'm using. Um, but but I tend to actually speed up my deals just because some of these times these guys are so slow. Even if they're really good, like the Matrix, he seems pretty at a clippy speed. In other words, I can listen to it, and I don't have any dead moments. I don't feel bored or nothing like that. It's just 15 minutes, and right now I'm trying to get through a couple of minutes here just so I can get an idea of like I haven't watched his videos in a while, and it was for that other game. So this is a different game, a newer game, I think. And so I'm just trying to get an idea of how these guys somehow managed to do a you know do a dev log like this. Okay, that's pretty clever. Shoot, I should do. Sometimes I ought to just do a devlog analysis, basically, to give me a better idea of how I should structure my things here. Watching a few vids. Doing okay. Doing an edit stream, but sort of analyzing a thin matrix devlog. So the rookie said he'll be back in a moment, and he's getting a coffee. How come you people from the UK or this basically anybody that speaks English speaks we'll just say British English, or from the UK or whatever, call it getting a coffee versus getting coffee. I mean, technically, I getting a cup of coffee could be getting a coffee. So I mean, I can understand that. It's just kind of some things are just kind of curious to me. Is all. It's like saying I'm going to the hospital rather than I'm going to hospital. You know, it's like why do you guys say I'm going to hospital instead of going to the hospital? I mean, why do we say going to the hospital? Because hospital is a noun, and um, what does it like what conjunction or something? I don't even know parts of speech of English anymore. So, but we say going to the hospital, and the usually doesn't even mean a certain specific hospital. It just means the hospital. Like we're going to the store. If you're in the UK and you're going to the store, a grocery store, for instance, do you say I'm going to store or do you say I'm going to the store, right? And that's how we think of hospital. I'm going to the hospital, not I'm going to hospital. Anyways, one of those just weird things. Doesn't matter. I like UK people and people from pretty much all over the world. I'm not a globalist. I like America the best, obviously, but I'm I think other cultures are cool, right? You know, except some of the more violent ones, maybe. But you know, see, the Matrix seems fairly professional here. Although he's showing, he said good morning, and then he showed his daily, and today I'm gonna do blah blah blah. So it's not 100% like scripted, but it is at least it's more than mine is, I think. So yeah, I need to figure out how to do that. I do wonder if there's a way to contact him though. or I can just ask him a few questions about how he makes his videos. Uh, Pretty good, actually. Um, he's got 242,000 subscribers. That's great. And well deserved, I should say. Um, Equinox website. Support on Patreon, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter. Uh, Plays on X. So let's check him out on X here. Um, let's post a question to him. Maybe he'll answer. I don't know how many. In fact, I should actually be following him probably. Discard. Uh, because even though I don't really watch him all that much, I watched him before a good deal. But anyways, let's see something here. Can you explain how you put dev logs together? They seem pretty professional. So I assume they take a lot of time. Do you have an editor? Here, I'll post a few questions. I'll check my notifications. Yeah, okay, so there was this post on X here. Let's see if I can go back to the actual. What does the world need most right now? Use one word. And I put mac and cheese. I consider it one word. So the usual, like love or whatever. Probably the world needs Jesus, and Jesus is one word, even though it's a name. Even though it's a name, it's actually one word. So that Jesus would fit. But I was just trying to be funny here. So, anywho, okay. So I don't know what I'm doing hardware. Uh, okay. So let's go back to Blender. Let's go back to Blender, and let's go ahead and unmute desktop audio because I'm not playing that anymore. I don't want to take away somebody's, you know, their thunder, so to speak. Even if it's just showing off their deal. So here, let's do a little editing here on this day here. Whoop. Okay, so today basically, all right, let's zoom in a little bit. I'm not gonna do today. Okay, this is for today, right? Let's just cut that, and let's just delete. Control Z, and I don't know why it's still selected. Delete. Okay, and let's just backspace it. Today, basically, I'm trying to get this to. Let's see how. We're doing every 4 frames. Is that right? 56, 52. Yeah, that's actually every 4 frames. And that's only how many total frames on the screen? 48 to 48. So that represents a second? No. That actually represents 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 28. 12 to 28. It's 12, that's 14. 14 seconds, right? Okay. Now how much total is this? This is a minute. Okay. 12 and 21. How about 12? Okay, about 12 seconds. How about that? All right, let's do the thing. You know the thing? Okay. I'm going to do the thing here. To right. I am going to do thing, the super thing. All right. So the thing here is that. Let's turn this off. Yeah. So I basically found out that dragging the ends is a little bit. I don't know if it's that much quicker, but it's kind of like almost like quicker like than trying to set the two ends. Setting the two ends takes longer. So if I instead I just put the playhead in the middle and then I cut it and then I resize the ends because it's a soft cut anyways. I think that seems to kind of work. Here, let's do something here. See, let's go to it. Okay, let me turn up my volume a little bit. Okay, let's do this backspace. Basically, I'm trying to get this to add to what it does is it will add see, let's go to it. It'll add okay. So let's put a few more cuts in here. And I'll have to remove a few uhs in here, I think. All right, so let us do that. Reset that just a little bit. This. And I know it's still kind of tedious a little bit. It isn't that tedious though. It isn't actually that bad. All right. So even smaller areas, it's like super small. I can actually do that. Okay. Let's do the same thing here. I guess I should just do it for the rest of it, I guess. It's only a minute here, so it shouldn't take that long. That's a little, those are a little too small. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. So I'm just a second here. This is the most tedious, longest part. And all I do is jump, 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 jump. And now here I'll just go ahead and actually let's hit play. That's what I thought. So I'm gonna do the old-fashioned, take the chunk out. Also gonna take the chunk out of here because it's huge. Whoops. If it's too big, then the old, start and end and chunk it out is kind of the way you should go. But if it's not super big, it's just big, normal big, you can just put it in the center and then readjust the ends. Little Blender editing trick. All right, that was the one I chunked out. Okay, and almost there, and almost there. Okay. See, and it basically, here, this. Today. About all I have to say today. Okay. I guess this is not too big. Okay, let's chunk these out. And let's back this up. Now, it cut out like 15 seconds, which is not too bad. And it doesn't need to cut out a lot, it just needs to cut out enough of this stuff. Today, basically, I'm trying... Here. Okay, so that's an there. And actually, I can do the same thing with this, is I can do the thing where I adjust the ends here. Like that. Today, basically, I'm trying to get this to add. I can delete that. Page down, backspace. This to add. What it does is it will add. What it does. What it does is it will add. See, let's go to it. It'll. And I don't necessarily want to cut out all the bad parts of my speech, of my talking. I'll add these panels to this so that it shows up in the thing. Let's go to it. It'll add see, let's go to it. It'll add. I'll take the out though. What it does is it will add. See, let's go to it. It'll add these panels to these. Yeah, let's these. Okay, we're gonna do here. I'm gonna do the thing here too. I'm just gonna do a K, and then I'm gonna resize based on backspace. These panels to this so that it shows up in the thing. Go to it. It'll add these panels to this so that it shows to this so that it shows. Here, I can actually delete that and these panels to this so that it shows up in the thing. Panels to this so that it shows up in the thing. The only to this so that okay, so I can actually put one right here. Delete that. Backspace. These panels so that it shows up in the thing. The only problem is somehow the editor script seems to run twice. It doesn't run once, it runs twice for some odd reason. I have no clue why, but it does. And you can't check to see if it does. And you can't check to see what it does. And you can't. I'll take this and you can't because I did it kind of double. So K there, and then I can delete that, and then I can backspace. But it does. You can't check to see if it's, I don't know how to say it. It's running twice. Now this is not a problem, but I wanted to trim that up a little bit so I don't have as long as a pause in there. I don't know how to say it. You can't check to see if it's, I don't know how to say it. It's running twice. I have no clue why. So maybe tomorrow. Okay, let's get rid of this Probably shouldn't get rid of all the but maybe tomorrow I'll get to it. I don't know. So yeah, so I guess that's about all I have to say today. Okay, good. That's good. I like that. It's even shorter now. I don't like the fact that things are super short, but oh, you've never heard of Thin Matrix? He's a game dev from the UK building a game was building a sort of sim called Equilinox, but now is working on some small farming sim. Let me pull up the matrices. Here we go. Copy and paste. Okay, let's go back to the thing. And so the next thing I want to do is, let's actually bring this back a little bit. And then let's go ahead and we'll play it from there. So let's see what's on here. Okay, today I got my little bug fix. Now it's not repeatedly running ready, because basically with the tool script it will add. Okay, so not with the tool script, because it's a tool script though. But so basically what it was doing was when I saved the last time I saved the scene, these room names were still in there. So when I first started up, it would actually load those in, and so it would run the ready function in there. So I was running it twice because I was recreating it twice. But now it doesn't do that because now I fixed some stuff in the code going back and forth between Grok, and so I didn't really get like a whole lot done today. I reformatted the output. I modified some of this code to initialize and load stuff, and now it loads everything up pretty good. Writing setup visuals. So yeah, and everything works fine. And if you go into the 2D deal, you'll notice all of these here are changed. That's right. These are before I started resizing the panel, and you can move them around. And the next thing I'm going to do is the placement. Anyways, that's really all I got here. It was going to be the placement, but I didn't get the. You can still do everything like normal. Like that. So that seems to work. anyways, that's about it for today. Okay, so first thing I need to do is like in the rough chop, and this is basically just this is basically I just want to kind of chunk out the silent parts, which I'm going to do here. In fact, I'm going to do this is going to be less aggressive here. Okay, and I'm just going to split it in places that I think. Now I can go deeper here, but this is not a long clip to start with, so that's kind of okay. All right, so just want to delete that already, and I want to go ahead and narrow this down. So this is the kind of the tedious part. Not that the rest isn't too tedious either, but because it is, but this part is the most tedious part here. And all I'm doing is making sure that the ends are trimmed down pretty good. And why didn't I put a K in there? That was supposed to be in there. Okay, so what do I do here? Dunk, 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 dunk. Okay, let's find out where I want to put some edits. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I guess I can do those. I'm just kind of rough chopping it so that there isn't so many silences and so many pauses, and it's just kind of succinct. And that is kind of okay. Doesn't matter if it's moved a little bit. Okay, just give me a second. Resize, resize, resize. Okay. Oh, I think I did an extra, and I didn't mean to do that. It's okay, but I didn't mean to actually do the extra edit here. All right. Let's see. Where else do we want it? Yeah, I mean, there are places where where it's just a little bit of a silent spot that I chunk out, and then the one that's beside it that's almost the same size, I don't. So it's all kind of arbitrary, sort of. Let's delete that. Let's remove this. Okay. Okay, almost done with this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, looks like we had some good spots in here though to just chunk out. Oh, oh, what did I do? Okay, what did I do? All right. Oh, I'm in the chat. Okay. Yeah. So this one, give a little leeway to. There we go. And oh, Okay, let's get rid of these ones that I clipped the old-fashioned way, and then let's go ahead and get to the rest of these. Quit doing that. Quit moving on me. Oh, okay. All right. I can still put myself to sleep even though I'm not actually sleepy right now. So somehow, oh, this looks like a one too that I need to ease in there. Same thing with this actually. And then we just remove those. We're almost done here. Delete that. Go ahead and add these in here. I think that's it for that. We'll add an extra one in here. Okay. Normal that. So that seems to work. Anyways, that's about it for today. Okay, so this is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And this is at 1 minute. This is about a minute and a half, just as it is, without me taking anything extra out. So let's just go ahead and do a quick playthrough and see if anything else I need to snip out of it. Okay, today I got my little bug fix. Now it's not repeatedly I can delete this. Running ready, because basically with the tool script it will add. Okay, so okay, and let's delete this one out. Okay, so not with the tool script, because maybe because it's a tool script though, but so basically what it was doing was when I when okay, so we're gonna here. Let's just do this. When I saved the last time I saved the scene, these room names okay, so right there. These room names were still in there. So when I first started up, it would okay. It would actually load those in, and so it would run the ready function in there. So I was running it twice because I was recreating it twice. But now it doesn't do that because now we fixed. Okay, so we can actually take that out too. And doing this way, it's a little bit simpler to just readjust the ends a little bit. Now I fixed some stuff in the code going back and forth between Grok, and so I didn't really get like a whole lot done today. I reformatted the output. I modified some of this code to actually, let's see, is that an it is an so if it's an when in doubt, throw it out. I modified some of this code to some of this code. Okay. Some of this code to initialize and load stuff, and now it loads everything up pretty good. Writing setup visuals. So yeah, and everything works fine. And if you go into the 2D deal, you'll notice all of these here are changed. So yeah, and you can. I always do the and so yeah, like quite a bit actually. You can move them around, and the next thing I'm gonna do is the placement. Anyways, here, let's remove this second. The next thing I'm gonna. Okay, so let's just remove that one too. I'm not removing all of them, but most of them. The next thing I'm gonna do is the placement. Anyways, that's really all I got here. I can hit play, and we can still do everything like normal with that. So that seems to work. Anyways, that's about it for today. And I could actually take the for today off. I don't need that in there too. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, and let's just go ahead and chunk. Let's make sure all the chunks are out chunked. See, now it's at we'll say 221. 101 to 221. That means it's one. It's a minute and 20 seconds, thereabouts. And that should actually be good for that. Like I said, I don't want to be too aggressive anymore with these things now. Okay. Now, the third day we'll watch. It's a Wednesday, and it doesn't look like it's actually very big. So we go up here, 227 to 405. So that's actually what, 2.5 minutes, maybe not quite that, but about 2.5 minutes, somewhere thereabouts. I'm just going to do this automatically. Okay, so this is going to read for Thursday, March 27th, 2025, which I probably actually changed the name so it doesn't say that, but it's actually technically part of March 26th because I wasn't getting anywhere fast, and ChatGPT kept on kind of screwing things up, and but eventually I got to what we're looking at here. And actually, the reason that this is so wide is because um, um, I'm using far too much. We're doing about 40 characters wide per box, and using M as a sample letter thing. And of course, M is wider than every other letter, and so it makes the box extremely wide. So we'll fix that. But the big deal is that, yeah, I've been doing this for, let's see. Okay, so all of December, January, February, then you could actually say all of March too. That's 4 months. So approximately, give or take, 4.5 months. We'll say 4.5 months. You think in 4.5 months and 70 something streams and 28 something, it's almost 100 streams basically, live streams that I've done, and I still have a problem saying the ums and ahs and that sort of thing. So I don't know what some people how they think about stuff, but whenever they say the more you do it, the better you get, it's not entirely true. I mean, it might be true for a lot of people. Isn't necessarily true for me. It seems like I do worse the later on, the more I do. Um, and I don't know. I still have a habit of going Yeah, he's pretty good. Okay, so okay, that's it. Basically, there is 5 lines here of text, and then a 6 line. Oh, the reason I was trying to talk quiet is because it was late at night. It was past midnight, and my my dad would be sleeping. Of course, he's sleeping on the other end of the house, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I'll just try to make sure to keep my voice down just so you couldn't hear nothing. Because you can actually still hear everything through the doors and stuff. But luckily, he's on the other side of the house, and so he shouldn't hear it as much. With an ellipsis, so that you can know that there's more lines of text, but so that I can tell what the what's in the box. And then tomorrow I'll work on adding another separator for the name and this, and then yeah. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much what I got done, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, let's do the thing, right? The thing. Okay. Sometimes I can actually hear the breathe in through the microphone, which is kind of weird. And there's not much here. I'm also not zoomed in that much, right? It's every, well, it's every 2 frames. 2 frames is, of course, no, 2 frames, 2 frames. Yeah, 2 frames. So I'm just editing frames here, basically. That's probably not going to help. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I fall asleep and then I do something, I move or whatever, and I make a noise on my keyboard, and then I'm just like, I'm awake, awake, I'm up. Okay, let's back this up. 56. All right, let's see where we can go here. Maybe. Um, um, all right. All right. Oh, what am I doing? I'm actually supposed to resize these a little bit. Okay, just give me a sec. I don't know if anybody ever catches me dozing. I seem to doze a lot. So I kind of like I didn't go to bed like really, really late. At least not for me. But at the same time, I did. I think I did go to sleep past at least midnight, which is not where I was supposed to be sleeping or in bed at midnight, which I kind of wasn't. And then this morning I woke up in my chair. I was laying in the chair and actually had some good sleep, although I was kind of broken out of sleep here because we had to go shopping, grocery shopping. Okay, and that should be all right for that. Okay, so I was right. I was yeah. Okay. Guess I was back at. Oh no, I was doing. I was trying to right. I was trying to continue to trim these. What was I thinking? Those are already kind of trimmed, so let's just so yeah, we'll just go ahead and cut this off here a little bit too. And then we'll do that. Okay, so we are at 227, 337, essentially. So we got that down to a minute. This is going to be fairly short, I guess, which is kind of okay, I guess. Let's do a read through real quick. I'm going to read for Thursday, March 27th, 2020. And let's do that this way. For Thursday. Okay, I'm going to do the thing that I do here. Thursday, March 27th, 2025. So, keep on hitting that right mouse button. Which I probably actually changed the name so it doesn't say that. But it's actually. Right, we'll do it like this. This doesn't have to be so close because it's kind of zoomed in, so it doesn't have to be super close. But it's actually technically part of March 26th because I wasn't getting anywhere fast, and ChatGPT kept on kind of screwing things up, and but eventually, but eventually, I got to what we're like. Oh, that's yeah. Let's just that a little bit. Looking at here, and actually the reason that this is so wide is because we did about 40. We're doing about 40 characters wide per box, and using M as a sample letter thing. And of course, M is wider than every other letter, and so it makes the box extremely wide. So we'll fix that. But the big deal is that okay, basically, and we'll take this one out too. There is 5 lines here of text and then a 6th line with an ellipsis so that you can know that there's um, there's that there's more lines of text, but so that I can tell what the what's in the box, and then tomorrow I'll work on adding another drive me nuts. The ums are driving me nuts. Separator for the name and this, and then yeah. So so yeah. And then So yeah, that's pretty much what I got done, and we'll see what happens next. For the name and this. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got done, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, we're going to okay, so 3:30, 2:30, 3:30, so 1 minute, which is fine. This is going to read for Thursday, March 27th, 2025, which I probably actually changed the name so it doesn't say that, but it's actually technically part of March 26th because I wasn't getting anywhere fast, and ChatGPT kept on kind of screwing things up, and but eventually I got to what we're looking at here. And actually, the reason that this is so wide is because we're doing about 40 characters wide per box, and using M as a sample letter thing. And of course, M is wider than every other letter, and so it makes the box extremely wide. So we'll fix that. But the big deal is that basically there is 5 lines here of text, and then a sixth line with an ellipsis, so that you can know that there's more lines of text, but so that I can tell what the what's in the box. And then tomorrow I'll work on adding another separator for the name and this. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got done, and we'll see what happens next. Thursday. Let's run through that. 352, 2, 5. That's almost 2 minutes, huh? That's kind of a chunky one. I always wonder if I shouldn't just do a raw, like, quick cut first of the kind of the silent parts, or what looks like the silent parts, and then actually play it afterwards, because I almost don't need to play it first. I like to play it first because I like to get an idea of kind of where I'm going to need to, what direction I'm going to need to put this in. But, oh, pardon me. 440. Let's zoom in a little bit more. 432, that's probably okay. 30 seconds a page. So let's just, okay, let's just start, I guess, right? Okay, let's put this over here. Put this over here like this. And we're just going to add in those cuts. Even that one. That's a little bit big, but that's okay. And that one should do. Okay. Okay. Sorry about the dozing, folks. Still need to get my sleep schedule fixed. Okay. Let's go. There isn't a lot of spaces in here to actually cut. I mean, there kind of is, but there kind of isn't too. So, yeah, let's see if there's any more in here. Let's take my medicine until 7 tonight, so blood pressure medicine. I wonder if my blood pressure is up a little bit. Some really small spots. Yeah. Okay, these are actually fairly slim little margins here, little areas here. I'll decide whether or not to. Okay, that. And let's pull this next thing over. Actually, it's got some decent spots here. But what did I do? It doesn't look like it needs. Okay, I didn't, I guess, do anything. See it, right? Okay, so let's take these two spots out the old-fashioned way, just because they're huge, or at least, you know, relatively large. That. Go ahead and delete these. And then let's go ahead and do the what's there we go. Actually, what am I doing that for? There we go. And actually, we can take this one out too. Okay. Let's pull these out. I'm trying to act like nonchalant about about the fact they keep on dozing off here. I don't know. I guess this is what's gonna be here from now on. Even if I manage to get to sleep, uh, get my sleep schedule fixed. We'll see. I'll try to fix it up starting tonight. Okay. Let's save it. And let's go ahead and run right here. Control Z. Now, page up. 538, right? $348 to 548, $352 to 548. That's still 2 minutes. Still kind of a ways off, isn't it? All right, let's do one more. That what is that? 24 to 56. That's 32? 20, that's 32. Okay, 32 seconds. All right. Or 32 frames, I should say. All right, let's we're going to try to I'm just gonna try to get closer on some of these, and maybe add on like this one. That's what I thought. Okay, so let's see here. Actually, this is the okay. Okay. Trying to get to see. Honestly, these should be about 2 minutes apiece, anyways. I was just trying to find a way to make sure that it's a little bit consistent with the rest of it because a lot of these just seem like a 1 minuters here. Let's do that. Okay. This is the one that might need a little bit of extra maybe. We'll do this one too. Okay, so let's see if I can. And let's see if I can try to get done a little bit earlier. I mean, I know I came in late, but also leaving early just because there isn't a whole lot to do on this particular video. I was thinking maybe if I had a bunch of extra time that I would see about kind of getting some B-roll in here. And set up right now is pretty well handled. I don't expect there to be a lot more cut out here, but maybe if I can just trim it, just trim it just a little more. Okay. Which are the and which are the okay. All right, let's do this. I'm just trying to tighten this up a little bit. Okay, this is a big one. And I think that's all right. Okay, so we do have some spots here that can just be tightened up just a little, just a hair. And then there might be some spots with some like ums and stuff I need to remove. That. Tighten these up a little bit. It's working a little. There we go. Here. Here, we'll finish these spots off first here like this. And then we'll see if I need to add anything. Alright. So just that. I'm just trying to get it to where, like I said, it's better if it's less than a full 2 minutes. Oops, Control Z. Where that one is. Okay. So any other spots I need to take care of here before I move on to the next segment? That one. There. So let's just go ahead and OS. Oh, okay. Let's just go ahead and drop this other spot in here. Okay. And then that way we can just gonna go even closer here. Okay. Oh, one more. My face is down at the bottom. You can't see the bottom of my face. Yeah, great first stream, huh? But that's all right. I mean, that's the way that goes, right? You can't win them all. I'd just be doing this anyway, so if anybody ever pops into the edit streams, then I'll chat with them. Otherwise, I'll just continue to edit. And this spot stuff, and not really. There's one spot in here because it's completely flat, and that's what I was kind of look at too. Because sometimes they have a little bit in there, and it's usually like at the start of a word or end of a word or something like that. And so I try not to be that aggressive on that. Okay. So, I start with a rough cut, then I try to go in with a slightly finer cut, make sure ends are trimmed. Right. Move this over here. placing them, and then I'm just doing that a little bit, but then this one I am actually squeezing here. Let's go ahead and here. Okay, guess that'll about do it. Okay. Okay, page up, 525. Page down, 352. Still 352. That's probably about all I can do. I'll do a little bit for, to remove some of the ums and stuff. The little bit for content that I would do. But otherwise, I probably won't edit this particular this particular clip any much more. So let's run it through, and whenever I hear extra uhs and ahs and ums, whatever stuttering that I need to remove, I'll remove it, and then we'll go on to the final day, which is Friday. Okay, today on Thursday, March 27th, 2025, what I got done is I finally got Grok to help me adjust. Okay, so that's one. Adjust the doors that way I want it. So this is the room with the setup visuals and the okay, so some of these I'm gonna just straight up remove the ums. Like I said, I'm gonna try not to be too aggressive and cut everything out. So I'm not trying to say I never mess up. I'm just trying to make sure that it's less distracting. Resize panel, and this is for the editor stuff here. And what it produces is it produces this. Now, it doesn't produce this per se like this. This is eventually what I want it to look like, because there'll be like these. There'll be like these. Okay, so let's put it in here. Actually, let's just do that. There'll be like these might be children nodes to that. This isn't what it's set up right now. Set up right now is one right after the other. When I start adding choices, it's going to look sort of similar to this. It's going to have links connecting the nodes, which are connecting the nodes, connecting the nodes, which are the pages or your choice, which are the pages. Delete that. These are your choices. The more choices you have, the more horizontally expanding it will be. It'll be sort of this waterfall kind of chart kind of thing. And yeah, so I finally got it. And yeah, so I finally let's do the yeah there. Finally got it. So what it does is up to 5 descriptive lines, up to 5. Okay, we're gonna 5 descriptive lines, about 40 characters each. And if 40 characters each, and if it's more than 5 lines, the description part that has an ellipsis to indicate that there's more text. Even though you won't be able to click on that, I mean, you'll be able to click on the node and be able to see it, right? To see. All right, let's bring that over there. See it, right? And see the description and your choices and stuff. And so if I do this, so if I do this, reload save scene, it starts like this. This is 1-to-1, and these are all overlapped. So I'll have to start the placement tomorrow. I'm gonna add a separator between the name and the description, and then I'll start placing them. well, I'll start placing them, and then eventually we'll have a whole thing where I can use the editor to make and create my rooms and stuff. So that's exciting, and that's pretty much what I got done today. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay. Oh, darn it. 352 to 518. Okay. 352 to 452. 452. 452 to 502. 10 seconds. Oh, this is about right anyways. I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. Not this particular scene anymore. And then this looks particularly short, so hopefully I won't have to do a whole lot to it. In fact, let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and we're gonna cut the silences out of this too. And we're just gonna do like kind of semi-major. I mean, this isn't even like a whole minute. Okay, so let's just yeah, get the rest of these in here. I'll do I'll do like I did there. I'll do one little thing for editing for content, I guess. Not really editing for content, but just editing for like what I'm saying, like ums and ahs and stuff. Okay. This. 5:35 to not quite 6:35. It's not even quite a minute. Okay, so today I didn't get that much done here. See all this stuff. I don't even know if this is for today here, if this is from previous days, but basically it's just a bunch of stuff where was trying to position these. Now I did. I'm using too many uhs in here, aren't I? Okay. If this is for today here, if this is from previous days, but basically it's just a bunch. A bunch of stuff where was trying to position these. Now I did add. Okay. I'm not really trying to cut this, but there's too much extra. Now I did add the set. I did. Let's just. Yeah. I did. Was trying to position these. I did add the separator this time, and I did move the move. All right. Move the move the handle or the anchor or what do you want to call it to the center here, and actually I might change that to be the top center instead of at the separation. Instead of at the separation line. So we got that, but I was trying to position everything, and all right. See, it's like I'm having to actually edit some of this stuff out, and I wasn't really going to do that. I did not get to the positioning part of it. It wasn't working. So I'll have to handle that later. And I'll have to handle that on Monday. So that's all I did today. So I'll have to. Here, I'm gonna add some spots in here to just to tighten it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be real tight, but okay, that should do it. Oh, I see. Probably don't even need the overlay thing here. Just delete that. So, okay, so today I didn't get that much done here. See all this stuff. I don't even know if this is for today here, if this is from previous days, but basically it's just a bunch of stuff where was trying to position these. I did add the separator this time, and I did move the handle or the anchor or what do you want to call it to the center here, and actually I might change that to be the top center instead of at the separation line. So we got that, but I was trying to position everything. I did not get to the positioning part of it. It wasn't working. So I'll have to handle that later, and I'll have to handle that on Monday. So that's all I did today. Okay, I think I like that. I don't really need to watch this over again, I don't believe. It's not very long, see? And it could use, I guess, this is straight up, straight up. I think I'll just leave it like this. See, it's not even 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. Not even that much. So I guess today I'm going to call that done. In fact, I'm going to call it a day here. And I guess because of what I'm using for streaming, I think I might be able to start actually just rendering it out, just to be done and ready with it. Like I said, it's still supposed to be just up, down arrow. You'll see. I still got to get a handle on this editing thing a little bit. I mean, I'm able to do it pretty short now, except for the like I said, the little. I need to find a way of being able to talk straight through. I gotta, I don't know, practice it somehow or something. Like do several of them until I get to the point of where I'm not doing it, but just to make it particularly, I'll have to have something that I write out maybe, or I mean I can ramble pretty good without actually doing that. But anyways, Control S, and let's just go ahead and render animation, because everything should be 100% and everything should be fixed now. And even this isn't going to take that long. But I want to say thank you for anybody that popped in or listened a little bit or whatever. I know there's not much there, but at least when let's go ahead and turn off the desktop audio. At least when there's not much there, or I'm not saying much, with the desktop audio on, and when I'm editing deals, I'm listening to the edit. There is talking, so it's not like it goes completely silent. Maybe that's better. Maybe it'd be better if it went completely silent for certain stretches instead. I'm not sure. I know that when I go into live streams and there's not really much talking going on because they're developing, which is fine because sometimes you're just trying to document what you're doing and you're not really interested in talking. That's why you don't talk. But if I'm enjoying the live stream, I might get kind of bored. It kind of depends on what it is, you know. So I try to keep it a little bit lively while I'm doing boring stuff. I don't know if I succeed, but you know, I guess time will tell, right? Anywho, yeah. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll probably catch up with you Monday, where uh, we're going to try to continue on with the editor map stuff. It's gonna take a while. I don't even know if I'll get it done next week. It might take a week, 2 weeks, or even 3 weeks. Just depends because I got quite a bit to do. So basically, what I have to do is I have to fix that waterfall display thing. So it's got to read the door, it's got to read the destination, and then it's got to pick the name. It's got to be able to match up the name. It's got to add it in there, and then it's got to reposition vertically depending on the child, depending on the parents and the children. It's got to go through and um, if they're more on the same level, they got to be on the same position horizontally. So it should actually determine the position of the next. So you have level one, you have the top one. It's got a door or multiple doors, and they're level two, and then it's got to be able to judge based on the doors. That's why I'm getting kind of trying to get Grok to do it for me, because the more doors I put in, it's got to be able to cascade it properly, like arrange it properly. Anyways, yeah. So I want to thank you, and I guess I'll see you on Monday. Um, sounds it. It's a good time, 3 o'clock, and yeah. Let me find the thing. I guess I should have a like hotkey for every scene in there. But anyways, thank you for watching.